All right, everyone. On this Take One episode, I want to cover three things really quickly. First, we'll talk about the best or favorite Walt Disney World attraction for the fall 2024 class. Then I want to talk about the official MCU timeline on Disney Plus now that Agatha All Along and Deadpool and Wolverine are on the service. And then I want to end up talking about a big boost that the Walt Disney Company and ESPN received with an announcement regarding Inside the NBA. So, let's go ahead and get started. On our best or favorite Walt Disney World attraction, remember I let the students define what they feel is the best or favorite. If it's some technical reason that they feel it's best, or if it's storytelling or whatever, that's their definition. If they're voting based solely on what's their favorite, that's their definition. So we started out with 16. What we ended up with, here's our final eight. So number one, Haunted Mansion defeated number eight, Soarin', to move on to one semifinal. And then number 13, Rock and Roller Coaster defeated number five, Peter Pan's Flight, to move on to another semifinal. On the other side of the bracket, we had number 15, Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, losing to number seven, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. And then at the bottom of that bracket, we had number six, Avatar Flight of Passage, beating out number three, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. So in our first semifinal, we had number one, Haunted Mansion versus number 13, Rock and Roller Coaster. And number 13, Rock and Roller Coaster came out on top of that semifinal. The other semifinal, number six, Avatar Flight of Passage, defeated number seven, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, to set up a final matchup between number six, Avatar Flight of Passage, and number 13, Rock and Roller Coaster, which number six, Avatar Flight of Passage, won. So, Avatar Flight of Passage is the best or favorite attraction for Walt Disney World for the fall 2024 class. So next, what I want to talk about is the MCU complete timeline. And this is something that has been circulating around social media and it comes directly from Disney Plus. So what is included in the official MCU complete timeline now is basically everything other than the Fox uh, X-Men and Fantastic Four properties. The Netflix shows are now on there. The one takes are now on there. Some of the animated stuff is now on there, like What If. So to go through this really, really quickly, and we start out with the complete timeline. The MCU timeline starts with Captain America, the first Avenger, then goes on to Agent Carter, Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Iron Man 2, The Incredible Hulk. And then we have our first one shot after The Incredible Hulk. A funny thing happened on the way to Thor's hammer. Then we have Thor. After Thor, we have our second one shot, The Consultant. That is um, the one shot that kind of explains the end credit scene to The Incredible Hulk. And then we get on to Avengers, the first big team up movie. After that, we have Item 47, a one shot. When Marvel Studios was making one shots about some of the weaponry left over from the Avengers and the Chitauri attack on New York. Then next we get into our first movie, um, Thor: The Dark World, and then Iron Man 3 follows that. Following that is the last Marvel one shot, All Hail the King. And then we have Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and 2, and then next is I Am Groot. After that is the first Netflix series, Daredevil. And then after Daredevil is Jessica Jones. Now these have multiple series or multiple seasons, right? So that the multiple seasons go in with all of this. So after Daredevil and Jessica Jones, we get back to the second Avengers movie, Avengers Age of Ultron. And then we have Ant-Man. We go back to Netflix for Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Defenders. And then we go back to the big screen with Captain America Civil War, followed by Black Widow, Black Panther, Spider-Man Homecoming, and then we have our last Netflix series, Punisher. Then we go back to MCU and to the big screen. Marvel Studios' Doctor Strange, followed by Thor Ragnarok, Ant-Man and the Wasp. And then we have, excuse me, sort of the culminating experience, Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame after that. Now's when we start adding some Disney Plus content. So after Avengers Endgame is Loki, and then What If? After that is WandaVision. Then we go back to the big screen, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, back to Disney Plus with The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Spider-Man Far From Home after that. So when you watch Spider-Man Far From Home and you see that's the actual end of phase three of the MCU with movies. So between Avengers Endgame and Spider-Man Far From Home, we have one, two, three, four, five projects, four of which are Disney Plus projects, and then Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings also in there. So after Spider-Man Far From Home is Eternals, then Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, the Hawkeye Disney Plus series, Moon Knight Disney Plus series, then we have Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. After that, we have the Echo series on Disney Plus, She-Hulk, Attorney at Law on Disney Plus. Then the Miss Marvel series, that was a Disney Plus original. Then we have Thor, Love and Thunder, the movie. We go back and we have the two special presentations from Marvel Studios, Werewolf by Night, and then the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. After that, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantum Mania, followed by Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Then we go back to Disney Plus for Secret Invasion. Then we have the Marvels, followed by Deadpool and Wolverine, and finally Agatha All Along, the Disney Plus special or the Disney Plus original content. So that is the official updated MCU full timeline on Disney Plus right now. And now a message from Cody's Inner Dialogue. Hey, Inner Dialogue. Yeah, what's going on? Did you know that Kindle Vella is winding down, and so all of the stories on Kindle Vella will be able to be turned into ebooks through Kindle as soon as you want them to be. Oh, really? Yeah. So does that mean you're going to finish the prospectus files? Well, yeah. I mean that's the goal anyway. Well, that's nice. I mean, finally, gotta get that thing finished. I mean, you just keep writing and writing and writing. Okay, Inner Dialogue. Yeah. Thanks for that. Yes, I will be finishing that soon. What? How soon is soon? Soon. I mean, come on. Like, what can people expect? The hope is that I get it finished by early December so that it can be available for people for Christmas gifts if they want. Oh, yeah. That's good. Good luck with that. Oh, thanks for the vote of confidence. Oh, no. I mean it in the best way possible. I'm sure you're going to stop writing on it and you're just going to wrap it up. Well, it is almost wrapped up. I mean, come on, come on. Just spare me if I have a hard time believing that. Inner Dialogue, come on. Hey, I'm proud of you, buddy. Yeah, go ahead. Finish that thing up right now. Yeah, all right, everyone. As always, being a fan of Disney, the book is available on Kindle, and the prospectus files is expected to be available on Kindle in early December as well. So look out for it for Christmas lists. Yeah. Look out for it for a Christmas gift, everybody. Inner Dialogue. That's not very nice. Yeah. Good luck on that. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, everyone. Now back to our show. The last thing that I want to talk about is a lot of people have heard, and we've talked about here, about the ESPN service that is going to be launching in fall 2025. This is different from ESPN Plus, which now you can get select content on ESPN Plus, and you can bundle that with Disney Plus and Hulu. What the plan is from the company is in fall 2025, a full service ESPN is going to be direct to consumers. So for those people who have completely cut the cord, never cable, things like that, or never had cable, things like that, they now will have the access to full ESPN suite. And so that received a really, really big boost this week. Because if you remember a few months ago, about 5 or 6 months, or a little bit more than that, um, Venue Sports was announced as a agreement between Disney, Fox Sports, and Warner Brothers. So that was a way for people to be able to consume the sporting programming on those three channels. So ESPN, TNT, TBS, excuse me, and then Fox Sports. With that being held up and not knowing what the future of that's going to be, with people with different companies claiming antitrust and that going through the legal system, we'll have to see what happens with that. But we also know from this last summer, the NBA announced their media rights deal. And as expected, the Walt Disney Company got the A package, which means NBA and WNBA games are going to be able to be shown on ESPN, ESPN Plus, and ABC. And some of that programming will be on Disney Plus as well. Um, It was a Peacock and NBC Universal or Comcast got the B package, so they're returning to the NBA, as a lot of people know. And then the big surprise was Amazon, or maybe not surprise, but Amazon received the C package over Warner Brothers and TNT TBS. So the fallout from that was Warner Brothers filed suit against the NBA because Warner Brothers had the ability to match the offer that Amazon proposed, the way that the offer was written from the NBA, or the way the agreement was written from the NBA, is they were really looking for a streaming partner such as Amazon to join. So Warner Brothers filed suit. Um, as part of that arbitration, as part of that deal to work out the situation between the NBA and Warner Brothers, it was announced this week, that actually yesterday, as I'm recording, that the popular show Inside the NBA, which is produced by TNT, and this is the show that has Ernie Johnson, Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith, and they wrap up a lot of NBA games during the NBA season. This is the last season that that show will air on TNT. And people didn't know what was going to happen with that show after this season. Well, beginning in 2025 with the 2025-26 season, Inside the NBA will now air on Disney Network. So now it will be able to air on ESPN, and possibly ABC. We'll see what happens if it's going to air on Disney Plus at all, or the expectation is that it will air on the full ESPN app that will be coming out in fall 2025. So this was really part of this package, or this suit that Warner Brothers filed against the NBA. And their initial suit that they filed um, was because the offer, or because the call was written in a way that Warner Brothers could not really match what Amazon had offered the NBA. So, as a way to make Warner Brothers whole again, TNT will still be able to produce Inside the NBA. They are licensing that show to Disney to show on ESPN, and as I said, possibly ABC and the ESPN app. So Warner Brothers and TNT will still produce that show. They'll still make money from that show. Now, what Warner Brothers Entertainment gets is a sub-license from Disney for select Big 12 college football and basketball games. So now some college football and basketball games from the Big 12 conference will be able to be shown on the Warner Brother networks, presumably TNT and TBS. So this is a really, really big shift in preparing for this launch of this full ESPN service in fall 2025 that the Walt Disney Company is trying to entice people to sign up for. We don't yet know the cost of this. Will the popular show Inside the NBA be a factor in having people sign up for this? We will see. Inside the NBA is very, very successful. It has won Emmys year after year after year. It was a really, really uh, big hit when people found out that games were not going to be on Warner Brother Entertainment anymore. They weren't going to be on TNT. What was going to happen inside the NBA? We'll see. And we will see how big of an impact this will have on viewership toward ESPN, ABC, and this new ESPN app. So those are the three topics I wanted to cover really briefly, hopefully. And let me know if you have any thoughts or comments, and have a great rest of your day.